Welcome to the Grant Center. My name is Eddie Glenn. I am joined here today by Trevor Ramagos. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you, Eddie?
I'm doing great, and I hope the fans at home are doing great as well. And the week after the aftermath of the devastating Hurricane Matthew, or Hurricane Michael, excuse me. But nevertheless, we have some great volleyball action between your Averett University Cougars and the Mary Baldwin Fighting Squirrels. The Cougars come in even 500, 10-10, 6-4 in USAC play. Mary Baldwin comes in 1-22, 0-11 in USAC play. So the Cougars looking to get back on the right side of 500, and Mary Baldwin even looking to pick up their second win of the year and get some momentum rolling into the end of the season. Trevor, you have the starting lineup for that Fighting Squirrel team.
A sophomore, number 2, Nala Isaac. A freshman, number 4, Millen Hunt. A junior, number 5, Brittany Sharon. A sophomore, number 10, Deborah Black. A sophomore, number 11, Madison Cash. A junior, number 12, Brenda Corlson. And a sophomore, number 18, Michaela Beverly.
All right, and so I have the starting lineup for your Lady Cougars, of course, coached by head coach Danny Miller, assisted by Annie Deloyd and Matt Stoles. Starting us off will be number 1, sophomore Micah Patterson. Number 2, the libera, Emily Stanley. Number 3, sophomore Brooke Aaron. Number 5, sophomore Mackenzie Miller. Number 12, junior Abby Taylor. 18 is junior Madison Dedez, and 22, senior Keenan Marks. And as you mentioned, this is setting up to be a really good game for this Averett team, especially getting the game at home.
Important to note that Coach Miller's going for a 600 victory here today against Mary Baldwin.
That's a great note. 600 wins. That's a bucket load of wins. You struggle to get 5 wins or 10 wins in a season, 20 wins in a season, but he's looking for win number 600 in his 24th year here at Averett. 600 wins in 24 years. That's an outstanding mark and a testament to his coaching ability. And, I mean, that's just amazing.
And this Averett team did have some struggles at the beginning of the year, but they've picked it up recently. I mean, it's always going to be tough after you lose 2 or 3 All-Americans and have a record-breaking year the year before.
And that's an average. I mean, that's an average of 25 wins a year. And just to put that into perspective, you can recruit well, but you're going to have, in 24 years, you got to think you're going to have at least 5 rebuild seasons.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, a season where we lost 2 All-Americans and 7 seniors, it's kind of a rebuilding season. He's averaging 25 wins a year. That's Nick Saban-esque. That's Pat Summitt-esque. I mean, that's just – he's walking into the realm of just legendary coaches right here.
I definitely agree.
Stanley, and here's Aaron. And she finds net. So Mary Baldwin able to pick up the first point. Averett, since 2006, is 23-0 against the Fighting Squirrels, including a 3-0 sweep on the 26th of September. Mary Baldwin's first win of the season came in its second game on August 31st against Bryn Mawr College,
Another kill there for Maddie.
And Dedez so well on that front line. She is able to rise above the net and play a striker position and defends really well. One of the best in the conference, honestly. Stanley. Miller will set up Marks. And she goes far corner. Keenan Marks.
Another beautiful kill by this Averett team, who is actually third in the conference in kills with 885.
And when you have outside hitters like Pitzer and Marks and Brooke Aaron, it makes it really easy. And then you have freshmen like Sarah Stropshire and Zamaya Mangum, who's able to really rise above that net and use their power. It really helps. And then you have setters like Keenan Marks and Mackenzie Miller, who do a really good job of setting their hitters up and putting them in great position. And then it's a great asset to have.
Yeah.
And to be third in conference is really amazing.
And some of those setters can also hit, too. I've seen them some days. They hit, and they're
Right.
not bad at it either.
Mackenzie Miller and Keenan Marks. Keenan Marks picking up, that second kill of the game. Stanley to Miller. And here's the Dez. And the Dez making Mary Baldwin pay for it. That brings the score to 3-1. Aaron on the serve, finds net. Stanley, Miller is looking for Taylor. And Taylor doing a good job of finishing off. And if you can't find hardwood, you look to find outstretched arms. So that ball really ricochets off those arms and takes a haywire bounce. And that's exactly what they did there.
The Cougars are doing exactly what they have to do against a less skilled team. Just take it slow. Don't be nervous. Just set up your plays.
And that's Keenan Marks finding a hole in the back of the defense.
Keenan Marks also leads the conference in service aces per set with .6.
Keenan Marks, the senior that you really want, her and Emily Stanley do so well serving. And that is Brenda Carlson from Mary Baldwin getting the kill there. Out of Tappahannock, Virginia. That's a rather fun city name. Aaron Miller's looking for Patterson, and she finds her, and Patterson's able to find hardwood. And here's Keenan Marks, like you said, leads the conference with service aces. And there's one for you.
Well, before that serve, her and Mackenzie Miller were both tied for first in the conference with 42 service aces, but she takes the lead there after that one, 43 now.
And I can almost guarantee you Mackenzie Miller's going to get back there and get one or two herself.
She wants to tie her teammate up.
And that's Carlson rising above the net.
Put it just on the back line.
Carlson playing so well for her team.
Another standout player for Mary Baldwin is Maddie Cash. She's ninth in the conference with digs. 4 digs, excuse me.
Marks to Taylor. And that will result in a point for the Cougars, 9-4.
What a block there. Beautiful block there by Micah.
And Coach Miller usually runs a rotation where it's either Maddie Dedez in or it's Micah Patterson in. And that really gives them the versatility defensively in front of the net to do things that they want to do. Looking for Isaac there, and a great dig by Marks. Back to Isaac they go. Great dig by Stanley there. Marks setting up Miller. Point for the Cougars. Taylor on the serve. And that's Micah Patterson right at you. And that was Melan Hunt doing the best she could in front of the net, but just a bad hit off the ball. 13-4, your Cougars lead it. We'll be back with the Averett Sports Network. And we are back here again, 13-4. Abby Taylor on a serve. Your Cougars out in front against Mary Baldwin. And the Cougars doing a good job of staying up under that. Here's Isaac, Miller, to Marks, to Aaron. Point goes to Mary Baldwin. And they're going to say, I believe they're going to say Marks double tapped it, didn't get both hands on the ball at the same time. So serving for Mary Baldwin is Madison Cash. And so Emily Stanley will step back to serve, and Madison Dedez will check in to give Micah Patterson a break.
Now the official is talking to the scores table about something. That's why we have the stop and play right here. And we're ready for return to action.
And again, that was Hunt. Melan Hunt, the freshman. But the Cougars do pick up the point, 15-5, a commanding 10-point lead. Now it's Catherine Bryant laying it all on the line to get that ball headed towards the bench. She took a head-first dive into it, but not able to get all the way to the ball, so Stanley will get another try, and it does land out of bounds.
Looks like she's telling Coach Miller she caught the ball on the wrong side of her hand there on the serve.
Stanley to Marks, to Dedez, and a fantastic dig. Now it's Brittany Sharon.
Averett does win the point there. Another Mary Baldwin timeout.
17-6. We'll take a break and be right back here at the Grant Center. And we are back here at the Grant Center. Mackenzie Miller on the service ace right out of the timeout break. And like we mentioned earlier, Mackenzie Miller wasn't going to let Keenan Marks get too far ahead of her.
They're now tied for first in conference with service aces. (19-6) for the Cougars.
And rising above, trying to get a number on that. That is actually number 10 for Mary Baldwin, Deborah Black. A sophomore out of Stewart's Draft, Virginia. Stanley. Miller looking for Marks. And Marks, way too much mustard on it. And that setup probably looked just a little too good to be true.
That was a beautiful, beautiful set there.
19-8. And this is Coulson on the serve for Mary Baldwin. And Aaron on the attack. But defended well by Mary Baldwin. And Cass not able to get the lift on the ball that she wanted. Carlson able to get under that. What a great dig. And I believe that was Abby Taylor able to rise above the net and get that kill right behind the defense.
Off of a tough serve to return. The ball just set
right
on the Averett side.
And Carlson, again, not able to get the – I think that's happened 2 or 3 times now. The girls are in great position to return the ball well and set it for their teammates, but it just comes off their arms awkwardly. It's got a weird tight spin to it. And that time it came off of Carlson's arms and just took a hard dive to her bench.
Yeah, the passes aren't the cleanest.
Stanley and Miller's looking for Marks.
Cash chases that one down. Keeps the point alive.
Sends it back. And there's Madison to Dez. And so this is Brooke Aaron still on the serve for the Cougars. And that will be another point for the Cougars.
It'll be set point for the Cougars right here.
And Aaron got a little too excited. So this will be...
I think she was trying to finish that one out with an ace.
Right. So this will be Deborah Black stepping back for the serve from Mary Baldwin. Stanley to Miller to Taylor. And the Cougars take home set number 1, so teams will flip court. And we will see the Cougars back in set number 2. And we are back. Cougars take home set number 1. Deborah Black on the serve for the Squirrels. And there's Mackenzie Miller bringing the heat. And that ball was returned but out of bounds. And that kind of shows the power that Mackenzie Miller possesses. That ball was hit from Miller, ricocheted off of a Mary Baldwin player all the way out over the net and out of bounds.
She definitely has some swinging power. Those girls make it look easy.
Yeah, they do. Stanley with the dig. Miller to Aaron.
And a bomb, an absolute bomb to the back left corner.
And so here's Mackenzie Miller on the serve. And just catches net.
She was going for that little corner ace. They didn't have that left front corner covered.
And so here is Nala Isaac, sophomore out of El Paso, Texas. And Madison to Dez with a nice kill. That ball came flying at us. And a bad spill there. I hope both girls are okay from Mary Baldwin, as they are both chasing that ball down. Both girls up and moving and back on the court and ready for play. And a serve from Aaron catches too much air. Out of bounds it goes. 4-2, Cougars lead it. Catherine Bryant, a freshman, on the serve. Out of Richmond, Virginia. Miller will set up to Dez. And that's a point for the Cougars. Madison to Dez out of Yorktown, Virginia. And in comes Gray Capozzoli and Kaylee Steelman, the senior. Steelman will serve. And the Cougars get the point. Mary Baldwin thought that ball was going to land out of bounds, but just found the corner of the field of play.
Great block by the Cougars there.
And that was Carlson. She had some hang time there.
Yeah, she got up.
Back into the game would be Dez and Emily Stanley. And just Emily Stanley. Dez checked in, so Stanley could check in. Serving from Mary Baldwin is Michelle Beverly.
It's a great effort by Mary Baldwin there, but the ball just did not get over the net.
That's Carlson. Stanley doing a good job with that dig there. Stanley marks, looks for Taylor. And the connection proves fruitful.
Like we said, this Mary Baldwin team, 1-23. They might not be the most skilled, but they are running after every single ball.
So 8-4 as Brittany Sharon will step back to serve. Great dig. And that ball sails out of bounds. And here's Taylor on the serve for the Cougars. Mary Capozzoli. She caught a weird piece of that ball, so Mary Baldwin cuts that lead down to just 4. So Kelly Slack, the sophomore from Trinity, North Carolina. And so it did come off a player's fingertips, and the Cougars do pick up the point. Madison Dedez checking in for Capozzoli.
Cougars lead this set 10-5.
And again, catching too much air from Hunt.
Good strike, though. As you said, just sailed.
And a good strike there from Mary Baldwin.
As they've already equaled their first set score here, 6 points. Dedez again with a hot.
Great strike from Madison Dedez. And so here's Stanley looking for marks, and they will pick up the point. So 13-6 now.
Mackenzie Miller on the serve for your Cougars.
So 14-7 after the serve from the Cougars finds its way into the net. Nala Isaac, the sophomore, will step back to serve for the Fighting Squirrels. And the Cougars are all reaching for that ball, but no one able to get a good hand to it. So Isaac picking up the service ace. She will serve again. Taylor to Aaron. And that was Taylor to Miller to Aaron, excuse me. Miller picking up the assist.
For another beautiful kill. Cougars are rolling now.
Mackenzie Miller.
Beautiful fake set over the net with it. Right into no man's land.
Timeout, Mary Baldwin, 16-8. Your Cougars out in front. 16-8, your Cougars out in front. Brooke Aaron on the serve. And her serve finds net. This is a great time to thank our 2018 Circle of Champions. Again, whether you are a Cougar level, varsity level, blue level, gold level, or platinum level donor, we want to thank you for all of your donations, because without that, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things we do here in Danville, Virginia at Averett.
Have these beautiful facilities.
Right.
Like the Grant Center and Frank R. Campbell Stadium.
Some of the absolute best facilities in the conference, as the Cougars did pick up the point off of the bad serve from Mary Baldwin. Stillman back to serve. And if you want to be a part of the Circle of Champions, for more information, call Brenda Taylor at 434-791-5677. Again, that is Brenda Taylor at 434-791-5677. 18-9, your Cougars out in front. Stillman remains back to serve. Twenty to 9. Keenan Marks rising up for the kill.
Another bomb.
21 to 9.
By these Cougar strikers. Or hitters, I should say, sorry.
And what a dig from Brooke Aaron right there. Now ball does land out of bounds, so 22 to 9.
It feels like Steelman has been serving for about 10 minutes back there. She's serving again. Cougars have been on a run.
And that strike lands out of bounds. So 23 to 9, your Cougars lead. And that serve sails out of bounds. So 23 to 10. As Beverly out of Colonial Beach, Virginia, will step back to serve for Mary Baldwin. And the Cougars find hardwood once again. And that means Keenan Marks will step back for set point. Stanley. Marks to Taylor. Too much power. And Mary Baldwin smartly stays out of the way of that one to let it sail out of bounds.
Another set point for the Cougars here.
And just like that, the Cougars take home set number 2, 25 to 11. Set 3 coming up after this. And we are back again with set number 3. Cougars taking home the first 2 sets. Sarah Shropshire and Zamaya Mangum will find their way onto the court. Kenny Marks will start off serving for the Cougars. Micah Patterson on the court. Patterson is a consistent starter for Averett. Patterson has, get this, 69 kills and 16 blocks on this year. And this is someone who has had to scratch and claw for every minute that she had. And she has really proved herself as a talent on this volleyball team and has a very positive 2 years looking forward for the rest of her collegiate career.
I bet she learned a lot from these All-Americans that are no longer here.
Marks to Stanley, setting up Miller. And that will be Mary Baldwin picking up a point. Averett with 69 set wins against Mary Baldwin since 2006. And that was coming in before today. Now they have a total of 71. And again, like you said, with a win here, and Micah Patterson thrown off, and Mary Baldwin will get the point. But like you said earlier, with the win, even in this set, if Coach Danny Miller wins this set, this will be his 600th win. And again, that is legendary type numbers.
That is a milestone.
600
for sure.
wins. And it doesn't look like he's any close to quitting. 24 years in the game. He is definitely a coaching OG.
Oh, yes.
As Amaya Mangum comes in with the hammer.
I'll tell you what, these Lady Cougars are bombing some balls. I love it.
And I tell you what, that is one thing Coach Danny Miller can look forward to from Zamaya Mangum. The power that she possesses in her arm is ridiculous. Miller to Marks to Shropshire, someone else who has power.
Baldwin fought that one off, but put their spike out.
Stanley to Marks to Miller. Mangum.
Beautiful
Marks
pass.
to Patterson. Mary Baldwin with the return. Stanley back to Marks. She's going to Shropshire. Mary Baldwin able to stay in it, and that's going to be a point for the Cougars.
So Mary Baldwin player hit the net there.
Mangum, that ball come off her arms the wrong way. So tied up at 4 apiece. Mangum, Marks looking for Shropshire. Marks able to get up under it. And a good job from Mackenzie Miller on the attack. And Gray Capozzoli will check in.
Serve from Stanley. Miller hits into the net.
And the Cougars with all 3 of their freshmen in, with the exception of Tessa Casemayer, who I believe is inactive for this game. Cougars getting their freshmen some valuable minutes. Miller. And Mary Baldwin, resourceful and Good awareness there to get the ball back over the net. Just double tapped on it and not the violation. So 6-5 as Miller steps back to serve.
This ball is out. Cougars now take a 7-5 lead. Mackenzie Miller on the serve now. Serve. Over. Stanley Miller. Kill for the freshman.
8-5 for the Cougars with Mackenzie Miller stepping back. And looking for Marks is Stanley. And they find Marks and the point. Now it's Gray Capozzoli trying to catch that ball at the highest point right over the net. 9-6.
Brittany Sharon on the serve this point. Capozzoli to Miller.
And that's Shropshire finding hardwood once again.
And she'll serve this one too.
Great dig there. That was Isaac. And a great dig on the other side. I believe that was Carlson on the dig, and it was. Shropshire serves again. Isaac up under it. Sharon, Carlson, and the front wall of Averett sends it right back behind the defense for a point.
Service ace there.
Timeout call. 13-6 is the score. Your Cougars lead it in set number 3. Thirteen to 6, just 12 points away from that 600th win is head coach Danny Miller. And to Coach Danny Miller, this 600th win is just another win in his book. He's not looking for the accolades or for the awards. He's just looking to win games and get championships and make better volleyball players.
And he's done that in his time here.
Here's Mangum. Isaac, out of bounds. And so Shropshire steps back to serve again. And Gray Capozzoli. But I believe they say a player was under the net, so the Cougars do get the point. A little bit too much power on that serve, so Mary Baldwin does pick up another point. Sub in for Baldwin. That's Deborah Black, the sophomore. And this Mary Baldwin team without a single senior.
That's always tough on a team.
It is, and people, and Mary Baldwin picks up that point, painting the chalk there to pick up that point. But people always say a team full of seniors is always a bad thing, but it's always a good thing to have at least a few seniors on your team, even if it's just one, to give that veteran advice because they've been through it all, they've seen it all, and they can guide the young girls. But a really young team is also a benefit because these girls are going to mesh, they're going to grow, and they're going to get as much playing time as possible together. So Mary Baldwin is a team to look out for the next 2 or 3 years.
Once you start playing together for a while, you form that bond,
right?
And then you start playing well, things just start going your way.
And it's Black. 18-8, Cougars up by 10. And ball out of bounds. And that serve from Harper Scolo carried on her and made its way out of bounds. And a serve from Mary Baldwin finds its way out of bounds. So the Cougars with an 11-point lead now, 20-9. (21-9) off the serve from Keenan Marks. (22-9) for the Cougars, just inching their way towards that 600th win, just 3 points away. There's a couple of substitutes come on for Mary Baldwin.
Mark's ready to serve.
Mary Baldwin finding the soft spot in that defense. Smart play by them. Good awareness.
Tipped it right over the blocking wall there.
And when you're attacking like that, you've got to almost have like a quarterback's sense to you, like a spidey sense on you to know where everybody else is on the defense, but also line up that ball, yeah. Shropshire to Marks to Patterson.
Venomous strike.
Way too much fire on that ball. So Zamaya Mangum on the serve, 23-10.
Cougars now 1 point away from that 600th victory.
24-10, and Zamaya Mangum, the 600 victory game point check or a serve. Mangum marks to Shropshire. Defended very well by Mary Baldwin. Stanley marks. Miller. Boy, how fitting would that have been. And Micah Patterson gets the win. The Cougars, 25-10, 3-0 set victory, 600 total wins for head coach Danny Miller.
Congratulations to Coach Miller.
And again, head coach Danny Miller is so humble, but how fitting for it to be your daughter on the team. And it looks like there's a gift here.
They do have a gift for him.
It's a gift for head coach Danny Miller being presented by his daughter and the rest of her teammates.
And they're cheering him on to open it, and I think he will. See what they got for him. It's like a plaque, is it? Or a picture.
And I believe that is a picture of sorts. I believe that's going to be like a commemorative picture with him and players of past. I can't get a good look at it as of right now, but I believe that is what it's going to be. But fans, we want to thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. The Cougars versus Mary Baldwin. Mary Baldwin came out and played very well. And again, my name is Eddie Glenn. I was joined by Trevor Ramagos, and that's 600 wins for head coach Danny Miller. Congratulations.